Now, there was no Brock Lesnar on TV this week. We will not see Brock again until Saudi Arabia. He is back on sabbatical for these next few weeks. Now, what happened with the WrestleMania match? There were some more details about this in The Observer this week. The decision was made the day of to change the finish, which was going to be Roman Reigns getting his big crowning moment and winning the Universal Championship in New Orleans. It was very clear that's what they were building towards for months and months and months. And whether it was just, hey, we have this big Saudi Arabia show and want to do something big, so let's save it for that show, or if it was the recognition that people are going to shit all over this main event, we don't want his big crowning moment to have beach balls in the background and chants of this is awful and boos and hissing. And so, Vince sort of, called an audible at the last second. The decision was made that day. Michael Hayes apparently helped put the match together. And even Michael Hayes was not clued into the fact that Brock was winning the match. He was under the impression that Roman was going to hit a couple of spears, get the pin, win the championship. So they didn't even clue in Michael Hayes. The producer for the match, the referee, didn't even know until Brock got to the ring. And supposedly Brock made a comment to him about make sure no matter what, the shoulders are down, you count 3. So I can't even sit here and say for sure that the referee knew for a fact that Brock was going to win. He was only told, look, whatever happens, you count the 3. If the shoulders are down, you count. Supposedly that's all he was told. Brock knew, Heyman probably knew, Roman had to know, Vince knew, maybe Triple H. The sound guy knew because they had Brock Lesnar's music ready to go as soon as the 3 count happened, so he knew, kind of like Montreal, right? The sound guy knew. And that's it. So they kept this very secretive. I don't really understand what is to be gained by sort of, doing that. I mean, I can understand not wanting leaks, I guess. But I do think it is kind of weird to play these kind of games with your own people, especially the ones who are so close and putting the match together. These are people sitting in the gorilla position with you. Maybe they get their rocks off on it. Maybe that's how they get their jollies. I don't know. This seems to be a recurring pattern with Brock Lesnar. But Roman found out that day when he got to the building that you are not winning. First thing I thought was, I wonder how his father feels. Remember all those stories from from Santa Clara back at WrestleMania 31? How upset Afa was. He thought his son was going to be the champion, and then he wasn't, and he was very upset. At the end of the day, who gives a shit what Afa thinks? But I kind of laughed when I thought about his face popped up in my head when I heard that Roman found out when he got to the building that he was losing.